But now Val is very, very interested in the Jewish roots of Christianity, and it's a wonderful thing that she is. It's not my specialty. I'm very interested in it, but I have to be honest, I'm not terribly knowledgeable, but I am very interested. And I know Genesis, Revelation, TB are very, very interested in this as well. And they have a lot of pro-Israel speakers, and they even have tours to Israel, which is wonderful. But I wanted Val, because of her knowledge about Israel, to talk about Hanukkah. In fact, she's actually brought a Hanukkah, which we'll show you in a little while. But here's a picture of the Hanukkah, and I want Val just to talk us through Hanukkah and how Hanukkah is related to Christmas. So here you are, Val, if you'd like to talk to us, tell us all about Hanukkah.
Well, the picture that you've got up on your screen is actually a hanukiah, which is the name of the 9-branched candlestick. But it is around this time of year that Jews in Israel and all over the world will be celebrating Hanukkah, which this particular year will start at 6 p.m. or the Shabbat, or the evening of the 11th of December, and it will continue for 8 days. Hanukkah was instituted during, there is a period of 400 years between the Old Testament and the New Testament, or if you like, it's 400 years between the last prophet Malachi and the next prophet, who was John. And there is a silence, that we don't have any scripture during that time, but it was during that time that the Jews were actually very godless, and a Syrian ruler, Antiochus Epiphanes, he had led a campaign against Egypt, and Rome had ordered him to withdraw, and so he took out his peak, if you like, against the Jews. And he went into Jerusalem and he desecrated the temple. He ripped out all the temple artifacts, and he put into the Holy of Holies a statue of Zeus, or Jupiter. And he commanded the Jews to worship Jupiter. Well, this went on for a while, but in 164 BC, a priestly family called the Maccabees led a revolt against the Syrians. And Judas Maccabees was pivotal in actually leading a campaign, and the Syrians were eventually ejected from Jerusalem, and Judas Maccabees set about reconsecrating the temple. And he threw out the statue of Jupiter and replaced the temple artifacts, and in particular he put the menorah back into the temple. This was important for the Jews because the light that the menorah shed over Jerusalem and in the temple was a symbol of the fact that their God was the light to the world. Now, there was only enough consecrated oil for 1 day's burning for the menorah, but they lit the candles anyway, and or tradition has it that by a miracle this oil continued for 8 days until new fresh oil had been consecrated. And so it is now celebrated at the Feast of Hanukkah. Jesus celebrated the Feast of Hanukkah. We know from John chapter 10 that he walked in the temple in Solomon's portico in the winter at the time of the Feast of Dedication, which is what Hanukkah is called. Jews all over the world will now celebrate the Feast of Hanukkah. They will exchange presents, and they will light this 9-branched candlestick. I don't know if we can put this up to show. I've got a rather lovely little model here that I picked up in Jerusalem, actually on one of Derek's tours. And it has the pomegranates here, which are symbolic, and it's got the 9 candles. 8 days symbolizing the 8 days of Hanukkah, and this middle candle is called the shamesh, or the servant candle, and it's this candle that is used to light all the other 8 candles. And so there we are, we have the Feast of Hanukkah, Festival of Light, Feast of Dedication.
And I just want to concentrate on just this one slide here.
Yes.
Because there's a date which I'd like you to comment on.
Yes. In 164 BC, it actually took place when the temple was reconsecrated. It took place on the 25th of December, 164 BC, and the celebrations lasted for 8 days.
So there we have it, on the 25th of December. That's a familiar date to many of us. It isn't just about Turkey and everything else. It's the fact that this Hanukkah was originally lit and to celebrate Christmas, the very first Christmas, if you like, for 8 days. Is that right, Dummy?
That is right.
Yeah, right. So there we are. That's how Hanukkah fits into Christmas.